Good evening, everyone. First of all, I'd like to wish you guys a very Merry Christmas and welcome to Let's Talk with Tammy, brought to you by BK&I Resources. Now, just an introduction regarding the show as an extension of Women of Essence series, in which we bring in women from various walks of life to come in and provide workshops for underprivileged women. Let's Talk will also be featuring interesting personalities sharing bite-sized insights about relevant topics. So I'm Tammy, I'm your host, a scientist at heart, a lecturer by profession, and Miss Sari Malaysia 2019. And I'm looking forward always to learn from our guests. And I'm sure you guys do too. So let's get started. Now, tonight we'll be talking about mindfulness, and I know some of you would have groaned the moment you see the topic, like why are we talking about meditation? Why are we talking about mindfulness? It's such a boring topic, but I think it's time that we start taking charge of our monkey minds, right? Because most of the time that we have is being wasted, feeling anxious about past or being worrying about future. So I think our guest today would be the perfect person to talk about this today. So I'm going to bring in on the video stream, and then I would introduce our guest to everyone. Okay. Okay. Hello, doctor. Welcome to the
Hi,
show.
good evening. Good evening, Tammy, and Merry Christmas to everyone out there.
Okay. So please say hi to Dr. Tarak Vacharajani. Did I pronounce it correctly?
Perfect, Tammy. Perfect.
Okay. Peak performance coach, clinical hypnotherapist, and transformational facilitator. He is the founder and director of Dr. Tarak's Mind and Body Healing Center and chief consultant hypnotherapist at Alpha Healing Center. Thank you so much for being here with us, all the way from Gujarat, India.
Thank you. My
6 o'clock
pleasure.
there, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I think the first question I would like to ask is because as I was looking through your profile, that you were a dental surgeon for the past 20 years, and then you decided to switch careers and decided to become a hypnotherapist. So why?
Okay. One thing which I have not added in my CVs, I am the second generation dental surgeon.
Right. Okay. So that is an
So,
even big issue now. Why did you change your generational career path?
okay, I was always, brought up with stories of mythological stories of Ramayana, Mahabharata,
Mm-hmm.
and very much interested in metaphysical subjects, spiritual subjects. In dentistry, though I was doing very well, but somehow I was, since missing that need. And
Mm.
what used to happen was, my father was practically treating the third generation,
Okay.
and they used to come to me certain treatment modalities and sit with me after their treatment was over, and
Mm-hmm.
used to just vent out their issues to me. And all I could do was give them a silent hearing. Nothing I could do, and I felt helpless to not offer them anything of support.
Right.
Now, going forward in time, this was always there, that I was subjects interested me. Maybe the law of attraction worked somewhere. I
Mm.
came to relocated to Gujarat, and I did a workshop in hypnotherapy, and by
Okay.
my mentor, Dr. Palan, and it was he who said, "Okay, why don't you do this post graduation?"
Mm-hmm.
And when I started doing the course, one factor was I could sit on the benches after 19 years. That was the excitement, you
Yep.
know,
Mm-hmm.
trouble the teachers after so many years.
Yeah.
That was still the excitement, and the mischief was roaring in me. But above that, the subjects were something which I always loved,
Okay.
where I connected the Western philosophy and the Eastern, that is the Indian philosophy, and I could get the best out of it. And the
Mm-hmm.
results I got were something beautiful, marvelous.
Okay.
So that's where I decided, okay, enough of dentistry. It's time to move on to something deeper,
Mm.
the unexplored territory of the mind.
Okay. I guess that's a very interesting topic to learn as well, because it's always baffles us about how our mind works, and you know and it's something that people don't think about too much, despite the fact that we are functioning thanks to our mind.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's, unfortunately, every person has a different mindset. It's difficult to understand the mind.
yeah, that's true, and that makes it even harder to practice this profession, I guess.
Yes, but when you get the results, they are very satisfactory.
Mm, okay.
That I can tell you, Tammy.
Right. Okay. Just a reminder to those of you who are watching, please do comment on whatever platform you're watching right now, because I would be able to view those comments. And later on, before we end the session, Dr. Tarak can answer your questions as well. Okay. So my first question would be, how would you define mindfulness, Dr. Tarak?
Okay, I'll be a little bit frank about this.
Mm,
See, mindfulness has been quite rampantly the terminology being used. It is a
okay.
part of meditation.
Right.
Okay, if I
Mm-hmm.
give you a metaphor of compare it, it's like inhalation and breathing.
Okay.
You're getting me?
Mm-hmm.
Just like inhalation is a part of breathing,
Right.
same
Right.
way mindfulness is a part of meditation.
Mm.
Okay,
Okay.
only thing is here you are becoming more aware of the subtle things which usually you tend to ignore.
Okay.
Okay,
Mm.
so what it enables you is to get your mind into the present moment.
Okay.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
having said that, it's not that you are fighting with your mind, it's a gradual process.
Okay.
For example, right now, Tammy, I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
I am totally mindful about you and me conversing with each other.
Mm. Yeah.
Same way. And mindfulness also has to do with focused attention,
Yes.
concentration, which
Correct.
is the base of any meditative practice.
Mm.
Now, if I compare it in a different way, a teacher who is teaching in his or her class
Mm-hmm.
is in a state of mindfulness, or you can call it a focused attention state when they are teaching.
Yeah.
A surgeon who is operating,
Mm.
they are totally focused in what they are doing, so they are
Mm.
mindful that time.
Okay.
Am I able to
Yeah.
answer your question?
Yes, but I think it's interesting that you gave that example of a teacher teaching in a class. Now, the teacher might be very focused in trying to teach a student, but the student might not be mindful. Am I right? The students
Yes.
might wander. The student might not focus, and that's what we're talking about. It's about how we are just going on autopilot. Sometimes we drive to a place, we don't even realize how we drove there because we're so used to that route, for example, right? So basically, mindfulness is trying to be present and to be aware of what we are doing. Am I right?
Very true, very true.
Okay.
Somewhere we have to enter the realms of the conscious and the subconscious mind.
Mm,
See, most of the time we are run by our subconscious programs.
right.
Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
for example, as you just rightly said, you may be driving from one destination to another.
Mm-hmm.
Many a times you are thinking of some problem going on at the back of your mind, and you still reach your destination and suddenly wonder, how did I reach it?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Mm,
that happens because your
yeah.
subconscious is driving the car.
Mm,
So many a times it's, if I put it in simple words, it's stepping out of your subconscious programs and coming into conscious awareness.
okay.
It's not being attentive to everything, but just
Mm-hmm.
becoming aware. There's a difference.
Yeah. Yeah. Correct.
Becoming
Mm,
attentive and just becoming aware.
mm,
You know, stepping from
okay.
your subconscious program into your conscious awareness.
Mm, okay. And you said earlier that meditation is a part of it, of being mindfulness, or is it the other way around?
It's the other way around.
Right. Okay.
See, the base has always been meditation.
Mm.
People have marketed it in a different way,
Mm-hmm.
with different names, different forms.
Mm-hmm.
But the base of meditation is very simple. Your mind is continuously, if that's the wrong terminology, I apologize. It's not the mind. Basically, you are completely dissolving your physical self and your mental self
Mm.
in one line of thought or
Mm.
idea.
Okay.
You know. Now, yes, there are various approaches to it, various
Mm.
methods to it, which our ancient scriptures have put it like you can meditate. Rather, the first step, as I said, is concentration.
Yeah.
You have to first learn to concentrate.
Mm.
You know, that's
Mm-hmm.
what students are taught. First,
Yeah.
concentrate.
Mm-hmm.
For example, you concentrate on some concrete object.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm.
maybe DT or a flame or just an object.
Right.
And once you are able to do that, then you go to a abstract thing or object.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
And a concentration practically merges into meditation. You don't have to make an effort to it.
Okay. Okay. Would you say that we can use meditation as a practice so that we become more mindful on our daily lives?
Yes,
For example, you just
definitely.
spend 10 minutes to meditate. That is just to practice your mind to be aware and not, consciously running so that you know how to turn on, turn off during the day as well.
I think, Tammy, what you're referring is to our today's lifestyle,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
See, in our today's lifestyle, whatever it is, we have the gadgets, the mobiles, which is the biggest problem, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And somewhere, whether it's early morning or late at night before going to bed, it's completely we are hooked onto it.
Yes.
Whenever there is a ping, your brain sends a signal. Oh, there is something there,
Yeah.
and you are on high alert.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there is something which I would like to share with the viewers is there are two times in your day where you need to cut off, irrespective of, I would say, give a concession to uh, surgeons or anesthetists or those
Okay.
who are into emergency medicine. But
Right.
rest, I'm sure you can give that 1 hour of the morning and 1 hour of just before bed.
Right.
And what I call is that fasting from
Mm-hmm.
mobile, where you
Okay.
completely keep it away.
Mm.
If you can do that and just see the difference it makes in your day.
Okay. Mm.
See, I cannot, let's be practical. I cannot say, oh no, you only use so many hours of your mobile time. That's not
Yeah.
practical in today's
Yeah.
time, right?
True.
But if these 2 hours can be done and you use this hour just to bring, an awareness within,
Mm.
it's a simple thing. Usually we are focused on the outside environment, on
Yeah.
outside world,
Mm-hmm.
right? The whole science of yoga, it's all, what it says is you disconnect and you go within.
Yeah.
And that's all it's all about,
Mm-hmm.
meditation.
Yeah.
Slowly you disconnect from your senses and you go within. And if you
Right.
can do that, the amount of peace, when you say 10 minutes, 15 minutes, it will sort of, let me say, fuel you for the rest of the day,
Mm.
which is very much required in today's times with the
Yeah.
lifestyle we are living.
True.
And especially in the today's COVID situation where people are stressed out, getting
Yeah.
depressed.
Yes. So, if let's say we have started practicing, how do we realize that we are doing it right? How do we realize, okay, I am actually aware now that I can, put aside my thoughts, or I'm like outside of my thoughts and realizing, okay, I'm doing this. I'm starting to being more conscious of my thoughts and I'm learning to control it. So how do we know when that happens?
See, it's a matter of first thing is you decide of one method.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's my experience that people don't stick to one technique.
Mm-hmm.
They do it for a week, or 10 days, or 15 days, and then they leave it.
Yes.
For example, if a student doing MSc, say in chemistry, if for getting his MSc degree, he needs to work for this 2 to 3 years. He can't just
Right.
say 3 months I'll do and I'll just leave it.
Yeah.
Same way, this is a process.
Mm.
Yes, the beginning, your mind will run havoc. It's going to run havoc.
Yeah.
Okay, your thoughts will be
Mm-hmm.
really. But if you persist, there are scientific, then
Yeah.
thoughts will you pursue it, and then what will happen is you will be able to uh, start getting more focused in what you do.
Okay.
Now, the thing is, pursuing it as you are doing it for some time, you start increasing the time.
Mm.
Now, when you really touch the genuine effect of meditation, if I really genuinely let's touch the real word of meditation, an inner peace and what I call it as joy, which I don't think we need to even emphasize. People who do this on a regular basis,
Okay.
to do this and when you do that,
Okay. I think
uh,
I'm losing you a little bit,
relation
doctor.
sciences, hello,
Yeah.
can
Not quite.
you
Your screen has frozen.
hear me?
Okay, I think it is better now.
Hello, Tammy.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, now it's better.
Okay. Now, when you start doing it regularly,
Mm-hmm.
it's it's a joy which start you get feeling. And today, when I take group sessions in my Alpha Healing Center, I'll share an experience of today.
Mm.
Now, there are certain clients who are there since 2 months, certain clients who are there since a month. People who are there for since 2 months,
Yeah.
they're practicing it regularly.
Okay.
And the joy that they get, they cannot either go to bed without practicing it, or in
Mm.
the morning after getting up, go with their daily routine without practicing their maybe 20 minutes to half an hour.
Mm.
You know? And what happens is at a neurological level, your brain it start releasing those feel good chemicals.
Mm.
When if you do it early in the morning,
Right.
then it releases the feel good chemicals. Your whole day is in a positive frame of mind.
That's
One.
true.
Second, you are able to cope up with external environment. You tend to become more at peace. You know, people who
Mm-hmm.
have anger issues, they
Mm-hmm.
are less reactive, and this is what we have seen. But the question is regularity.
Yeah, that's the whole point. Like, how do we get consistent at it? But I think it's the same thing, right? When you ask question about how do I become consistent in working out or how do I become consistent in eating right, it all comes down to you and whether or
Just
not
do
you
it.
want to become consistent. Yeah.
Yes, it's you have to push yourself,
Yeah. That's
because when
true.
you start touching those levels, it's something you cannot do without.
Yes, that's true. Just like some people who just can't, go for a week without going to the gym because, going to working out it gives them happy hormones and things like that.
Exactly. It
Right.
starts. So this is the same thing.
Mm.
What you do it for your body, this is for your overall well-being.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the best part is you start feeling more and more healthier. You are
Mm.
falling less sick,
Mm.
because your stress
Mm-hmm.
levels are low.
Yeah, that's true.
And also in the other chronic medical conditions, it helps there.
Yep.
It lowers
Mm.
down your blood pressure. So there are a lot of positive implications to it.
Yep, correct. This is a very good comment from one of our viewers who says that consistency bottom downs to motivation. So basically, I think it's a good point because how to motivate oneself. Like, for example, at least when it comes to working out, you have some sort of, how to say, a physical end goal. Okay, I want to have this body or this weight, right? So when it comes to meditation, it seems very abstract for people to actually gain motivation to get to the end goal. So how do someone start doing it?
Well, see what are your choices, what are your likes. Okay, say for example, you don't have to be an abstract meditator. You have to just say you want to say fitness.
Right.
Start visualizing what type of body you want.
Yes. Correct. Mm.
Your imagination is the key.
Yeah.
And the truth is, let me be very frank, no one can motivate you. I
Mm.
can only inspire you to motivate yourself. That's the truth.
Right.
You
Yep.
know, that's the
Okay.
truth. And when
Mm.
you use this concrete, you use imagination. That's the
Mm.
key.
Yeah.
Start visualizing
Mm.
what type of say you want the day you want.
Yeah.
How's your routine going to be? That itself works like meditation. You know,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because you are in a one train of thoughts.
Right.
Gradually, once you start progressing, you start getting results. See, there are a lot of techniques out there.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people there's a lot of organizations who share their way of meditation.
Mm.
Hypnosis is one of the stepping stone to meditation.
Right.
Okay, so you
Mm-hmm.
choose the line of thought which you are comfortable with,
Mm.
because it may not be. I may be teaching something which may not be, you may not be comfortable with that. That's fine.
Mm.
You select, take your time, but once you select that,
Stick with it.
stick with it.
Okay. Okay. So what is your opinion about people who so I think using app, because I feel like nowadays there's like a lot of apps online where you can use to
There
guide
is
you
one.
to meditation, right? So I think as long as whatever that suits you, am I right? As long as
Well,
you're being
yeah.
consistent at it. Yeah.
If it's helping you, go ahead.
Right.
Some may be using a music of flowing water,
Mm.
a sound of the waves,
Right.
om meditation,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. As I said, see, you choose.
Right.
And because you're doing it consistently, there'll be a time where that factor, that thing you're using will become monotonous.
True.
Change.
Okay.
Change it
Okay.
immediately.
Right.
That
Right.
will happen. That will happen.
Mm. I think at the end of the day, is basically what we're trying to do here is not about trying to, some people would say, to meditate and go to some higher level of consciousness. It's not even that. The least that we want to do is to at least uh, not just be distracted all the time and not trying to reflect on what you have been thinking and what you have been doing so far. At least this is like some sort of a quiet moment for you to think about what you have done so far and things like that. Am I right?
That's where, as I said, Tammy, imagination is the key.
Mm.
Use your power of imagination, which only we humans are endowed with.
Yeah.
You know, bring
Mm-hmm.
back those beautiful school memories
Mm.
or your happy memories. So these really help.
Right.
Some memories which we have never accessed it since many years, because our mind tends to only focus on the negativities.
Yeah. True.
According to the research, the moment you get up, your mind focuses on all the negativities which you had experienced maybe a day before, a week before, a month before, or years before.
Yeah.
Till you are the age of 35, 90% of the thoughts in the day are the same every day.
Mm.
So
Okay.
use imagination.
Right.
And if you are getting
So,
thoughts,
mm-hmm.
just be aware of them. What
Yeah.
people do is they fight them. They try to control them. No,
Okay.
you just have to be aware. Just like, I use a metaphor of a blackboard,
Right.
because maybe I'm old school. The
Okay.
blackboard. The thoughts are like words written on the blackboard. Let it come.
Yeah.
And they are
Mm.
getting wiped out. Once there will be a stage where nothing will come.
Mm.
Yes, again, pursue it.
Right.
Persevere.
Right.
That's the key.
Okay. What about people who can't just, how to say, sit still for 5 minutes, 10 minutes? There are some articles who say, like, you don't really have to sit in a corner and try to meditate. You can also try to be mindful by doing, mundane things, like, when you're brushing your teeth, be aware of it instead of starting to already plan what you're going to do next, or already starting to worry about the day. But some people would say that rather than thinking about or being consciously aware about me brushing my teeth, why don't I use that time to actually plan ahead? So, what do you have to say about that?
See, basically, what you are doing is you are allowing your mind to go ahead in time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you are
Mm.
planning the day,
Yeah.
right? Now, that doesn't come under the category of mindfulness or meditation.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's be very frank about it.
Yeah.
The main thing, uh, what you can do is,
Mm.
I would share these 5 things what a person usually should do in the mornings.
Mm.
First thing, when a person wakes up, okay, and this is
Okay.
a tried and tested things, what
All
I'm
right.
sharing with you,
Okay.
just smile.
Okay.
We all can do that, right? When you wake up, not get up, wake up. When you literally wake up, first thing is just smile.
Okay.
Now, what you do that when you smile, if you can't do that, force yourself. There'll be
Okay.
people out there who said, I can't do that. Force.
Okay.
You are giving a signal to the brain that everything is wonderful. Get up, have a glass of water.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter, it's warm, it's just normal room temperature will do.
Okay.
Now, if you can, if you can, 15 minutes, do some aerobics or some rigorous exercise if your health
Okay.
permits.
All right.
Again, you're releasing dopamine in your brain.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
And then 15 to 20 minutes, just sit. You can appreciate, if you're talking about mindfulness, appreciate the sound of birds around you. Or if you are in a city, appreciate the sound of motor vehicles going down.
All right.
Or the best is appreciate your incoming and outgoing breath,
Mm.
the heaving of your chest or your stomach. Just be a witness. You don't have to control, focus, just be a witness.
Mm.
And last but not the least, then once you have done all these 4 things, what you just said, then you make a list of the to-do list of the things you can do during the day.
Right. Okay.
And at the end of the day, just before going to bed, go with a gratitude for all those people in your day who have some way or the other have helped you.
Mm.
So when you are going to bed, you are going in a different positive state of mind.
Okay.
Okay, not with a mobile where you're seeing an action movie or something of that sort.
Mm. Okay. But I think I would like also to just comment. I'm sure a lot of them who are listening right now would be like, that is going to take a lot of discipline. Because at this point, I think a lot of us are just going to get up just with just enough time for you to get ready to work, or nobody actually has the discipline to maybe wake up 1 hour or 2 hours earlier to go through the day. But I agree with you, one of the few days that I do that, I could really see a difference. But in terms of, can I wake up early every single day, that's a big question mark.
I know
So I
that
guess
is a
it's
big,
discipline, right?
it all zeroes down to that. But I'm not saying, let's be a practical person. I'm not saying you get up at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
No. Suppose
Yeah.
you are getting up at 6 a.m.
Mm.
Start half an hour early. Okay, let's be more practical. 15 minutes early.
Mm.
Once you achieve that, go slightly back.
Yeah, I think that is a very good gradual progress. Instead of deciding to wake up 2 hours or 1 hour early, I'm going to be up at 5 a.m. I don't think that would be very uh, great in terms of long-term progress.
No, see, everybody's sleep cycle is different. I will not go into
Mm-hmm.
detail of that. So
Yeah.
maybe you are an early riser and I'm not.
Yes, correct.
So let's understand our biological cycle, diurnal cycle, and respect that.
Yeah. Yeah, I
But
think that's a
it
great
is
advice.
it's just sitting still. I'm not going to ask you to do any postural exercise or anything. Just
Yeah,
sit still.
correct.
There's a beautiful statement in Bible, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Today is Christmas. Be
Yeah.
still and know I am He.
Mm.
Now, that's what it suggests.
Yeah.
It's only in stillness that you can know the divine.
Yeah. And I think that's also another important thing is to remind ourselves not to check the phone first thing the moment you wake up.
Yeah, 1 hour in the morning, 1 hour before bed. Stop
Mm.
it.
I think
It
that's a
has.
very, how to say, more practical way instead of, a lot of people decide, okay, I'm going to start doing something, and then they put very high expectation on themselves, and then they don't get to keep up with that routine because, it went too far or it was too difficult to achieve. But tiny, tiny adjustments like this, I think it is a very, doable and a good starting point for everyone to try.
Very true, Tammy. Very true. You have to start with small goals,
Yeah. Yeah. Small goals.
achievable goals, and that will
Correct.
that once you do that, it's a self motivation thing. As that person asked, it motivates you. Oh, I can do that.
Mm.
Let's take it further.
Right.
You know? Small
Mm.
goals, yes. So that really works.
Yeah. And okay, the thing is, they also need to realize that, it's not a very linear progress, right? How to have like some sort of a realistic expectation on everyone's journey. Okay, they've started to do this, they started to, embark on this mindfulness journey, but it's not going to be a linear progress where, it's just going to get better every single day. There are going to be days that it's going to be so much more difficult to wake up, or, things happen and, you can't proceed for 2 days, for example. So how to have a realistic expectation on everyone's journey towards this.
See, your goal is where it matters. Why are you doing this?
Mm,
That's very important.
okay.
In today's time, if given a choice, the way today mental diseases and disorders are going up, and mental, psychological related physical illnesses are coming, would
Yeah.
you like to go that the medical way, or just spending some time with yourself? It's not
Right.
that even we are asking you to go somewhere and do something. It's
Yeah.
just spending some time with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Is that more to ask? Much to
It's
ask?
not. It's not.
Ask yourself this question.
Yeah.
See, this is a whole journey about our own evolution, our own self. All the
Right.
problems in life comes because we are not properly sort of disconnected with our own self.
Yeah. I think
We're
that's a
not
very
connected.
great way to say it.
Yes.
You're so disconnected with ourselves. You're just working on autopilot. 50% of the waking time you're just spending distracted doing work or on social media on your phones, and there's no downtime, because even if there is downtime, you end up watching Netflix. There's no alone time with your thoughts.
And you'll be amazed at what is happening in you.
Mm.
It may even shock you.
Yeah. True.
you know and then that's where you start realizing, oh, this is what I am.
Correct.
And it's a beautiful thing to work on.
Yeah.
We see, as in today's time, we take a lot of projects. Engineers take projects. IT people take projects. What about taking a project of yourself?
That's a
That's
great
what
way to
I'm
say
talking
it.
about.
Yeah. Mm.
Project of yourself.
Yeah.
And I think that's the most important one.
That's true. I mean, as someone who's personally has tried and failed and tried again, and I'm still trying to make sure it's a very consistent practice. I've noticed that, when you do that on a consistent level, you sometimes get epiphanies. You basically get answers to your own questions
Yes.
because you just, you're breaking down things on your own, and you basically can somehow get answers to your own question instead of, trying to find it out outside.
See, we have all the senses, our senses is not the word, the faculties to get the solutions to most of our problems,
Yeah,
provided we seek it within
correct.
ourselves.
Yeah.
But in that chaotic mind, we doesn't allow that static, to
Yeah,
occur.
correct.
And it's, if I just recollect the people around the world, people who are I'll say, put it this way. Okay, it's difficult, use an audio recording. Come
Mm,
on. There are a lot of audio recordings available in
yeah,
YouTube. Use them
yeah.
in the beginning. Okay. To get into
Mm,
that state. And once you are reaching that state, slowly, slowly start disconnecting from that audio.
mm,
You know.
yeah.
But it's spend some time with yourself. Know what
Okay.
type of person you are.
Yeah,
Somewhere you are sort of you're not recognize your own self somewhere down the line.
true.
You may be a part of an organization, you may be part of a lot of clubs. You're so much, sort of scattered is the word I'll use. Your energies are
Mm-hmm.
so scattered. And then at the end of the day, you're so tired, it drains
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
This will also preserve your energies at optimal
Mm,
level.
true. I think I want to ask, one last question. For people
Go
who
ahead.
just can't do it, they say, meditation is not for me, mindfulness is just not for me. Uh, do you think, like, other options like, journaling? I think journaling is great because you're still breaking down your thoughts and you're being by yourself with your thoughts. I think that's a great way. But what about playing sports, for example? Do you think would you say that is an exact replacement for meditation or mindfulness?
Playing.
A sports, or going to the gym, working out, having like 2 hour session, would you think that that would be a great replacement for meditation?
See, if you can't do that, find out some activity which interests you.
Right.
Yes, find out a sport.
Mm.
As you said, yes, I'm not saying online games, please.
Okay.
No, not that. Say
Okay.
a badminton,
Mm.
table tennis, chess,
Okay.
you know,
Mm.
just because this all requires your focused attention. And
Mm.
also, there's this, especially badminton, if you can play tennis, well and good. These are all physical activities,
Right.
So it will sort of exhaust you, it will also use your attention, and at the end of it you will feel good.
Right.
Yes, gym is, of course, those who are going to the gym, but actually, Tammy, this is something which I always believed in,
Mm-hmm.
that these should be ideally started and taught at a school level.
Right.
And this is my dream, that start at, say, a kid who is about 10 and 12.
Mm.
Start teaching them at school level.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Because that's where they are forming. If you
Mm.
can, because what I have seen today is most of the kids have the iPad in their hands.
Yeah.
They're hooked onto TV, television.
Correct.
This can be taught.
Yeah.
It will really, coming generations, it will have a wonderful effect.
Yeah, I think that's the right age for you to create a habit that will,
I'll
last
share
you
a very
life.
simple technique for people who find mindfulness or something difficult.
Mm-hmm.
People, you can't sit still, go to the garden.
Right.
Just imagine, you're standing near a tree. Just imagine that you are giving in carbon dioxide and it is taking it.
Yeah.
And it is giving you oxygen and you are taking it.
Mm-hmm.
Do it just for a few minutes. Let thought come. Let it go. Give it to the roots. Such there are a lot of techniques out there,
Right.
but it's like disconnecting from the world. That's the
Mm.
key.
That's the key. Yeah.
That is the key.
Mm.
You can't do mindfulness when you are texting on a phone
Yeah.
or writing an email.
Mm.
Yes, journaling, yes. But then at that moment, the phone should be totally off.
Right.
You can't do journaling and then you are checking your messages again.
Yes. Yeah.
It
Yeah.
doesn't
That's a
check
good
your
point.
Facebook.
Yeah.
No.
Mm. Okay. I think there's a question.
Okay.
Okay. When someone comes to you to de-stress, what is your initial approach, or shall I say process involved to make her or she work towards their mindfulness? Had to briefly explain.
Okay. There was three. The thing is, I am a clinical hypnotherapist.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, hypnotherapy involves focused attention
All right.
with imagination.
Mm.
And once you start, I make them have a session in my consulting. I record the session. I give it to them
Oh,
for
okay.
practice. That's how we work.
Mm.
Because the experience they have, maybe in the first session they had a lot of thoughts which are happening, but once they start practicing it, they start feeling that peace.
Mm.
That starts working on them, and it's simple imagination. You can call it guided meditation. You can use any term for this. If you can do that, I've had amazing results with anxiety, fears, phobias.
Mm.
In short, we have to reprogram ourselves. That is the key.
Right.
Actually, meditation in true sense, is raising your consciousness from the lowest level to the
Mm.
highest level, where you dissolve your physical body and mind.
Mm.
That's the true meaning of, and that actually, in with hypnosis, the clients do feel that, they
Right.
experience that after 2 or 3 sessions.
Mm.
And it is what we do is depending on the client's choices,
Right.
hobbies, likes, dislikes, personality. It is catered made for them, the session.
Okay.
you know. So yes, at least it
Okay.
gives them a habit. At least it forms them a habit of meditating. Though
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
in the term of hypnosis, but it's just like guided meditation.
Yeah. That's true. It is like guided meditation.
Yes.
Yep. Okay. I think in terms of questions, that's about it.
No more
And
questions.
yeah, we've been talking about for about 40 minutes now.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I've gotten all my answers through my
And I think
questions.
people seems to be either they are started meditating, they've got everything, or just since there are no questions.
Yeah, they
I
have no
remember
questions.
where a school teacher used to say, if there is no questions, either you understood everything or you understood nothing.
Yes. Yeah, that's true. But thank you
But I
so much.
appreciate Namaste is asked two wonderful questions, and I
Yes.
really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you.
She's
That
a
was
she's a she's a psychologist in making.
oh wow,
Yeah.
wow. Then I would strongly recommend. Please also understand hypnosis.
Mm, okay.
Do understand hypnosis because no disrespect, but I found this is more effective.
Mm,
And when if it can be coupled with counseling, it works like magic.
right.
It literally works like magic. It works as an amplification of what a counselor does.
Mm,
If I put it in real true terms.
right. Okay. So thank you so much, Doctor, for sharing your insights and for rushing to be here on time after going through your consulting sessions.
I hope I have answered most of your questions satisfactorily, Tammy.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, definitely.
You are the lecturer, so I'm a student here, answering your questions.
Yeah, I was basically most of the questions are from my personal experience of trying to embark on this mindfulness journey as well.
No, it's high time. And let me tell you, I don't know, but all around the world, people are waking up to this new thing,
Mm,
and they have started adapting some form of uh, meditation, concentration, whatever.
yeah.
They are doing it because they
Yes.
realize that this is the only way.
Yeah.
You can't change your lifestyle. You can't change your environment.
Yeah. And this
The
is
only
the
thing
only
you can
one
change,
thing. Correct. This is the one thing that is within our power that we can do.
and the only thing you can change is yourself.
Yes, that's true.
And this
I
is
think
the
that's a
best way
great
to
way.
do that. And
Yeah,
that's
and
the
then
best way to do that.
yeah, exactly. This is the best way to do that. And I think that's a great way to like basically summarize the show because it all comes back down to you and how much you want this. Because you can say about how you're anxious all the time, or you feel so distracted all the time, or you can take a bit of some sort of an agency towards your body and try to spend at least 10 minutes a day. Try to think about your thoughts and try to work towards a better conscious living.
Because what you said about anxiety and anxious, when you are continually anxious,
Mm,
it will start manifesting in your physical body in some
yeah,
form of disease or disorder.
yeah,
And that's what we are seeing day in, day out.
true. Yeah. So thank you so much, doctor,
My
and
pleasure,
thank you for
Tammy.
your
It
time.
is indeed a pleasure. Indeed a pleasure, Tammy. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, no worries, my
Having me on
pleasure
your
as
show.
well. Yeah. Have a good night.
Same to you. You will be sleeping earlier than me. And don't
Yes,
sleep without 15 minutes
yes.
of meditation.
Yeah, I will.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, and Merry Christmas.
Same to you. Same to you. Bye. Bye.
Bye. Okay, thank you so much for tuning in and asking me questions and for participating. So I'll see you guys 2 weeks from now. Good night.